All right, it's 4:15 and call the meeting to order. And because we don't have our prayer warrior with us today, I'm going to try this out a little bit. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to be together. Lord, give us the wisdom that we need to act in the best interest of this community. In His name we pray, amen. All right, so now we're on to roll call. We're missing Commissioner Tony Smith and Mark Clanton, Highway Superintendent. That's why I can get my marks right.
We're missing Mark Thomas.
All right, everyone else is present. Right, the first item is approval of the minutes from the February 27th.
So moved. Second.
All right, motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, now public comments. See anybody say anything earlier? See anybody that's going to be recognized, so we're moving on. New business, solid waste.
I attended the suits training in Lebanon last week. This is something that we have to go through every year. And then there were also a lot of new people. A lot of the other counties have had a lot of personnel changes. So it was interesting and nice to meet some of them. We'll be doing our training for our convenience centers next month. And just for information, the centers will be closed on Friday, Good Friday, as will all the county departments. We send out approximately 40 letters every year for the annual progress report. As of last week, we'd only had about half of those come back in. We've had a few more come in this week. So we are still on track. TDEC had extended the deadline to April. Since this was a new program, it takes a little bit longer to input the information. Our tonnage information still looks really good, so I have no problems thinking that we'll meet our quota. I'm working on quarterly reports for next month. We have done some maintenance issues on the compactor pads at Tollgate. They had like a trough in there and it was holding water. And these changes will correct and avoid any kind of inspection issues in the future. And we also repaired a water line at Wheel Convenience Center. It had a leak in it, was cut off for quite a while, so we got that fixed. And monthly reports are attached. We had recycling revenue was $19,705.44. A little over $8,000 was state tire money that came in for that. And the recycling tonnage is incorrect. I'm sorry. So I know we had more tonnage than that. 33,363.72 is the landfill expense at 953.79 tons. Any questions? No.
The convenience centers, they'll be open on Saturday.
Yes, they will be
Friday,
open
just for the
Saturday.
public.
Just closed Friday for Good Friday.
Thank you.
We also keep that information up on the site. So I can never remember without the site. Next is Human Resources, and she is out of town, but you have her report. Archives, oh yeah, she did make it here.
Mentoring.
Very busy.
We've had a very busy day these last couple of days. We've had the Bedford County Historical Society its 50th anniversary this year. And so they wanted to start with events with some tours of the and the renovations. Most of the folks that came had not seen renovations and so forth. So we've had a real fun day with those folks. We've had our usual different type of historic research and search. We've been very busy picking back up on our records research. We've had the new people who need name changes in the court records and so forth, those kind of things. We have continued our cemetery research, and Catherine and I attended a workshop held by MTSU just this past Saturday at the cemetery. It's called Union Ridge Hordes Chapel up there, and they're doing a great job of MTSU helping that community not only document it very well, but also clean it. It's one of these that's very heavily damaged by storm damage and trees down. The trees are heavily damaged from old storms, and now they're really falling cemetery and damaging historic and modern tombstones. So we got a great opportunity to work with MTSU Historic Preservation Group there. We're still working on our Chancery Records volunteer project, and we're still working through the usual proper disposal, mostly for seats from the 1980s, 1977 and 80s, finding some interesting letterheads and those things and business letter. We've had our special projects for February were the homeschoolers, in addition, passed for the tours, in addition to the tours this week. We also have, as I was saying briefly last time, we were with you in their library science program. They're helping us as interns. That can, so excited to help people who didn't. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
You can see from our comments, we have a lot going on in the county and the Bedford County school system. Two highlight points I would like to point out. We are starting to lock the Cartwright Elementary School starting Monday. So if anyone would like to go out, to make sure you stop at the front office. The construction trailers are no longer on site, starting to finish that dirt work and getting ready to start paving the parking lot. Gym is getting striped and finishing the floors there, and all the bathroom accessories are going in. Classroom flooring is completed on the second floor, starting on the main level next week. Cafeteria is getting set up, so we will hit our date that we previously gave you back November and May. So we will finish the project to hand over to the school system in June. So that will give the teachers about 6 weeks to prepare for class. We also met with Bells 2 weeks ago, and we are happy to announce that debt reduction will be an additional $500,000 reduced from the loan required. So that will be almost $1.6 million of debt reduction during the project. Dr. Garrett's been cracking the whip on us to make sure we stay
Could
in
you
line.
repeat that one more time?
Do what?
Could you repeat that one more? How much was that?
$1.6 million debt reduction. And that is Bedford County side. Bell's share, which would have been around 430,000, we renegotiated to 275. That's on top of the 1 point.
If on Thomas Wing, is there gonna be a bathroom back there?
On Thomas,
Uh-huh.
no. So we extended the building. It was going to require a lot of extra cost. So we signed contracts either today or in the morning, OLG Construction, and we are in the middle of moving the portables at Liberty as of yesterday.
That's right.
We plan on starting that project immediately on both and turning that over to the school at end of Christmas break.
Please do.
The design.
We would have had to add stairways in the back and
Yeah.
go
So
on.
that, know that a lot of folks had a problem with that, but there are certain other things we're trying to get because Mr. Swing work did come in to the bathroom.
you think per student, per area, you're good on ease of students being able to go back and forth?
Manage
Mm-hmm.
our work.
Just
Something that
several
will help.
people had just asked me about.
I understand.
I'm sure you've
Sometimes
gotten it.
it's
You sure you've
difficult.
gotten it too? So
I've
Uh,
gotten asked to. So if you remember, we combined those two projects as one to reduce cost, and we did a hard cost. Every project is different. So like the Cartwright, we did GMP, guarantee maximum price, which we felt was the best scenario for us. Because of these projects are not huge projects, we hard bid them. So our original estimated budget from the architect was 7.6 million, all inclusive of construction and infrastructure, all that. We're going to be at around. So that's the benefit. It requires a little more on-site time for me, but we felt because of the size of the project, it's beneficial that that was
because originally it was going to be
7.6.
I think we
So-
had 2 million in the budget for schools, for a little over 2 million.
So we're excited that the word's getting out that we're a lot more on site and cognizant of cost. We check costs weekly. I talked to several contractors throughout Middle Tennessee to get what they're seeing it cost. Right now is a good time to do construction and commercial because there's a lot of new companies that moved in. The work wasn't coming up as quickly as they had expected. So we're actually getting calls. We had 14 contractors show up at our pre-con meeting for Liberty and Thomas. We had 5 contractors come in to bid. One of them wasn't prepared, and one of them didn't have his paperwork, which is required from us on the bidding side. So we had 3 hard bids, and they were within 12% of each other. So I think that's good for people to see that we're doing all that. Now, our job is to make sure we get what we think at Cartwright. That's proven that type contract was beneficial to us because we saved $1.5 million. Bell's has done a good job for us out there at Klein Swing. So it's been a good team.
Did you also tell me that having a direct connect and somebody that's coordinating with the actual people's projects is making contractors and subs more attractive to come to this area because they were spinning their wheels, wasting time, not having a direct connect to what was really being bid or what the questions were. So we're returning calls and
Right.
engaging with them, and we're seeing more people actually bid when the projects actually are let. Is that
Yeah, I average probably between phone calls and emails about 100 a week from suppliers, vendors, coordinators. And I try to touch base with the estimating departments. And we even have one of the items we ran into with OLG is even though it's a hard bid, we had originally a $375,000 contingency in the agreement. Robert and I renegotiated that to 300 with OLG, and because of the way we structured it, we control the 300,000 at all times, and they had to share all of their contracts with us before we would agree to those. So I think that's something different that they haven't run into before. But we're seeing real numbers now. We're not seeing budgets. So it's gives us something to compare to doing other projects.
moving the portables off of Aiken, the east side, south side. That just be a gradual thing this summer.
Not south side, till Liberty. It will Aiken. We would love on Aiken. That one
Ooh,
gets done.
excellent. That's
Already has
great.
a fin-
There's enough room back there for awesome. The fence high enough back there to somebody can't climb over it. Okay. Between, because there's area between us and the park, right? It's kind of a woodsy area.
Yeah.
But nobody can climb over that.
No, it was for security.
Does it have razor wire around?
Lord help us.
No,
Suggest that.
Looks just like a jet.
So I want to give an update on the juvenile facility. I know that's been a process that Linda and Kelly and I started working on about 6 years ago. We have finalized the plans. All the design has been completed. We met with Mark Anderson State. They have offered us some revisions to reduce square footage. So we've taken 1,200 square feet out of the original plan, which is roughly $500,000 cost. We met with Rick from Bell's today on a conference call for a couple hours and went through all those numbers. I hope to give Finance Committee and Robert a budget about the 15th of April. I'd start reviewing. We've released them to do construction drawings. Hope to have those by the end of May. Put bids out in June for construction.
As soon as we can
along-
finalize. that,
I'm
we're
sorry?
gonna- As soon as we can finalize some of those numbers, we'll. For Liberty and.
Because we
and
need to
surplus
couple those for pricing as
Right,
far
we'll
as
get better
interest rates.
pricing
too.
if we can couple it together.
So that's what's pushing it. Get Robert. We will have bids back on the health department on their grant, the 10th. We will award that contract for their renovation. We have till June 30th to complete that. They don't lose their grant money, so that's going to be a fast track project. We're looking at a different site for the surplus building of property we already own. So we're doing some preliminary drawings for that and layout for that project. And then Dr. Garrett has us working on several projects. So we're trying to be proactive while costs are down right now and try to capitalize on that.
No,
And the dugouts are finished at community, so we're excited about
that's
that.
good. And the completion of the detention center then would be
May of 25.
25. So demolition of that old facility will be in this next year.
Depends on what budget.
And
Till
you might want to wait till
July
the
1.
following year since it.
You're only talking about.
Well,
30
that's true.
days
That's true.
difference. See what big projects face. But if financially it makes sense, we'll. Yeah, and if you didn't look at the whole package, he does outline a lot of these projects that are, we're talking about the big ones and those are important, but there's also a lot of smaller projects
Right.
that are moving around, a lot of them in the school system. Some of them are on the county side
Yep.
as well. So thank you for that report.
And we're not, there's no fee on those from my side, so we're trying to make sure we group stuff together and try to get I was talking to Tracy today, she said they've been parking in the old jail parking lot, so it's nice to see that being used now on the square. And then Dr. Garrett has us working on several school projects that are, under $100,000. Keep our kids out of the rain.
Absolutely. Now, I skipped architect proper, but unless you had something specific to report, specific to the architect, I did not.
No, the only thing that would add would be we did get some growth money. Whole new HVAC system. They can excited about big unit classroom, hard to hear and impacts instruction. Going to be able to do that, as well as put awnings outside. Hall, we ran awning in the budget awning. Wait for the.
And
We're
the
excited.
vegetables that we're.
Yeah,
calling for
we are
security.
looking at safety vestibules too. Scott Johnson, you help me, what's it called?
Sally porch.
Sally Port.
You enter and it
where-
locks behind you and then you gotta be let.
Can't just go in
Right.
one door and just full access to. Because we're fast growing. We're able to
something we call man traps.
And that was in our last amendment. We had, some of that TISA money in. So we're
Yeah,
basically.
I think that
prioritizing.
was the question at the finance committee, or not, mission that I wanted to touch on. That money is from, extra money, state. So you got, if over 2%, that growth. So we put it in there because we wanted to get those projects started this summer, HVAC, the awning, those kind of. It's not in session, so that was just the
There was security stuff. involved in
security
that
as well,
so-
vestibules.
We also have 3 other projects. We have a ag project that will, be going up at community. We met with Klein Sweeney about the master plan for community and showed them the site that we wanted, and that fit within their framework. We also have one at Cascade and then a greenhouse at the annex building.
And y'all got specific funds to do those.
Yeah.
Yeah, really exciting.
Okay.
Okay. We're missing. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jeff.
So, monthly reports.
Okay, your monthly financial report. I don't really have anything unusual to report because the budget amendment took care of most of that. Second part is the analysis of property tax collections, tax collections. Property taxes, we're 133,000 less in collections than the same time last year. We still got another month. Be good collection. As far as property tax collections, prior year was 63,000 less than the same time last year. Clerk and master's collections are 3,600 less, and the positive is sales tax is up 217,000. Your last one is mineral severance and quarterly payment, so we will not. The next part is the analysis of expenditures. Anything highlighted in red is over the average. A lot of these were in the
For other EMS, I don't think he's here, but you got the report here in front of you. If you have specific questions, we certainly clear it up. Is there any other, that I'm missing? So do we need a motion to approve all the reports?
Second.
Question second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The next, did I miss something with you, or we're ready for surplus?
we're ready. On surplus number H, the school board has sent us an email. Take that.
Budget amendment to number 4 for Board of Education.
Okay, the Board of Education, there was also a sheet that goes with this, and it was to move some funds out of one of the capital outlay accounts. So what I did is I combined that with the budget amendment, school budget amendment number 4 that goes to the commission, so they will not see this sheet be part of it. Now, when you get to the amendment, go to page 1, you'll see a summary.
We own.
We've got the NRCS grant, we got the CCEIS adjustment, where the state came and took some,
Yes.
Dr. Garrett can address it better than I can. STS Arts grant, we had a CTE grant adjustment, the money came in last year and went unbalanced, so we're moving. That's the majority of it. And you have one over here that's salmon covered. And that is for school age care program, and we had to move some money. That's the
Any questions regarding the school? Need a motion to send it to the commission?
Move.
Favor?
Aye.
All right.
Okay, budget amendment number 3, I made one change in that. We got something yesterday. We've got a state pass-through grant that went to the nearest, it's 450,000. So I adjusted the budget amendment like that when it goes. On page 1, you can see some of the things that we did. We moved some money out of courthouse and jail probation, some money from restricted funds. We're on page 2, you will see some of that. A lot of it's department training. Then there's a 450,000
Questions about that? So we need a motion to send it to the committee.
So moved.
A second, all in favor? Any opposed? So we've got looks like a postage meter contract.
That is for the finance office. It's more than 1 year, so
What is it?
it's a postage meter lease.
Oh, so you don't
More
put
than 1
stamps
year.
in.
We need a motion to send it to the commission.
Motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Uh-huh.
Any opposed? Other business. Did I miss anything? All right, announcements. Good Friday is Friday. So double good. All right. Any, of course, the regular office will be closed. Observance of that. She said convenience centers will be closed on Friday, but back open on Saturday, and regular business on public safety. They make corrections for these, so they can. Any other announcements?
I do want to clear something up on that county amendment. That 450,000 is not in the handout that I gave you. Printing to go to the, it's separate.
You need to be there then.
Any other announcements or clarification, question, anything I missed? Commissioner Vic? Not next, 2 weeks out. Yeah, gotcha, yeah. We'll,
Yeah, that was just mentioned.
any other comments? How about a